Folks, growing up, one of my favorite wrestlers to watch was Mr. Kennedy. Why? Because of his voice. So the way he would intro himself, he'd be like, from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And that's the way I feel like Gilberto is right now. From Green Bay, Wisconsin, Gilberto Montano.
Fernando, that intro took forever because currently I'm freezing in Green Bay. Hurry up with this promo, Fernando. I won't be here for the beginning of the program. I know, sad face, tears, but while you guys are recording this, I'm going to be freezing my butt off. 3 degrees partly, 4 degrees, hopefully no snow, but if it's snowing out there, I need some snow chains or tires. Help me out, Dan and Daygo. I'm going to put the bat signal out.
Yeah, exactly. And don't eat yellow snow, Gilberto. So be careful with that one. Obviously, okay. It's your favorite compas, and this is your week 15 NFL takeaways episode. You know we have plenty to say about what's going on right now with the title race in the AFC. We got some other stuff, obviously, to check out what's going on in the NFC as well. But Gilbert, here on Compas on the Beat, we don't just stick to Rams in charge. We talk about it all. What can the listeners expect in this from this here program today?
Fernando, I think I just saw a reindeer go by while I'm driving down from Green Bay at 2 a.m. in the morning and trying to get to Chicago for my flight. I'm going to be running like the Kevin McAllister, and then I'm going to get lost. Come save me. But yes, it is also a Christmas special. So you won't see me for the first part because, again, I'm going to be freezing. I'm dreading this so much, Fernando. I don't know how I'm going to be. But the second part of the show here is going to be all Christmas. Again, I'm in the spirit. Don't call me a Grinch, okay? I'm tired of that. I'm giving away clothes from homage, all that. The music is not be that. But yes, plenty to cover. It's a long promo here, but we're going to be listing our favorite Christmas movies. We're going to have our own little Festivus. I'm excited for Festivus because I have some problems with you people. So there we go.
All right. Now, a guy who no one should have a problem with and should love, and we love to hype up every single day of every single year, is a guy named Dan and Daygo. Let's go to him now, and let's see what he's got cooking up.
Welcome, one. Welcome all to another glorious Wednesday. And it is not only hump day, it is not only that, it also signifies it is a new day when your favorite program drops a new episode. How you doing? Keep it moving. You know it's me, your boy, Dan and Daygo. And just real quick, let me tell you about our compas over there at Homage. Look at that H right there. Absolute fire. They got fire t-shirts like this. Austin 316. Shout out to Homage for hooking it up. Homage provided my game day fit. Yeah, the other day to the Charger game. It was a nice little throwback shirt with a helmet and everything else. Homage has a great shirts. You know how sometimes you get those type of shirts where what you love the print. It looks great, but they're itchy or it doesn't feel right there. Not with Homage. Let me tell you that right now, everybody. Homage has shirts. Make it feel like it's a part of your skin. It is so smooth, so comfortable. It feels great. Sometimes I don't even know I'm wearing a shirt. That's how good it feels. It is absolutely amazing. It is as warm as your mother hugging you. It is absolutely glorious. Do not forget to check out the link below, homage.sjv.io/CompasNFL. Go out there, be a friend, tell a friend about Homage and the Compas. Let them know the Compas sent you. I absolutely love these shirts. I have not stopped wearing Homage shirts since I got them. Shout out to all you. And you already know that we got our Week 15 takeaways, and we got a very special Christmas episode for you all today. Do not forget to also check out the Homage Rams gear. They have everything. They have Rams, what? WWE, what? Chargers, what? NFL, what? They got it all. They got pop culture stuff. I was searching the other day for Christmas gift. Excellent Christmas gift. Go on over there to Homage. Shout out to them for hooking up your boy. Greatly appreciate. We got our Week 15 takeaways. Anyway, enough with the dilly-dally, Dan and Daygo. It's time to get to the best damn program in all the universe. From all the way across the hallway. Play music, Nando!
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez. I cover the LA Chargers for the Sporting Tribune. With me, as always, my co-host, my tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano. He covers the Rams for the OC Register, LA Daily News. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Gilbert, this is when you interject. He's not here. Gilbert is still in Green Bay. He's dealing with all the madness that is Baker Mayfield, Aaron Rodgers, the snow. What am I going to do? I need some friends because I can't do this episode all by myself. So I'm going to ask Vic, the producer, to jump in. Vic, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I see our friend Gilbert is not around, so you need a couple of pinch hitters.
He's not being a good compa. I mean, I'm over here, what's up, broing him, and he doesn't respond. I'm like, what's going on? I forgot. He's in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So yeah, I needed to ask you, and then I wonder who else can help us out.
I got the shirt too. Shout out to Holman. I got the shirt also. Let's freaking go.
What should we do with that picture?
Having an aneurysm. You know he's having a stroke because your boy Dan and Daygo's on the mic. But let me tell you one thing. I just want to tell you guys one thing. So far, this is my favorite version of that stooge, that scumbag, Gilberto! Because I can finally speak on this here, your favorite program, without getting interrupted by this scumbag over here, like always.
Should I kick him out?
Yeah, you kick out his image. Get him out of here, too. Yeah, let it just be us. It's a Dan and Daygo, Vic the producer, and Frau takeover. What's he doing right now? Right now, he's shaking. He's like, it's my show. It's my show.
So, obviously, we have a jam-packed show for you guys. Like we said in the intro, it's Christmas with the Compas. We're so excited. It's a holiday season. Thank you guys for spending the holiday season with us. So, I'm going to ask you guys, what's up, bros? Vic, what's up with you? What the weekend? Crazy madness all around, and in football.
We don't talk about that.
Both, right? I mean, it started off on Thursday with Niners and Seahawks. You know, I'll say this: I'm kind of hoping that the NFL decides to add a Friday game during these last couple of weeks, so that way we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday games. Because after what we saw in Week 15, and you at the World Cup final, it was an epic weekend of football and football.
Exactly. Yeah, no, you're completely right. You know, it's funny. A couple of years ago, I remember Christmas was on a Friday, Christmas Eve, and I think they moved a lot of games over to that Friday, and they did a whole bunch of madness, and you literally had it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's crazy. You can't get enough of football, obviously. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm only going to get into one version of football because I've been told otherwise about the other, not to say anything. So fine, I won't get into it. I'm not happy. I went 1 for 2 over the weekend, so I'm happy with that at least. Got to see the Chargers in person. That was a blast.
Both of you guys went 1 for 2. So obviously, I was there on Sunday. Very interesting game. The atmosphere was actually pretty cool. I thought Brandon Staley even said it after the game. There was a lot of fans. It was loud. When Mike Williams caught that pass, it got deafening at one point. And then obviously they make the kick, and so obviously the Chargers are now in the 6th spot in the playoffs. We'll see what happens.
They're still fighting for their lives. Don't tell
them. We'll see what happens. Obviously moving forward. But it's definitely an interesting weekend. Funny enough, Vic, Dan and I did not take off until the World Cup game was over. So as soon as we got into LA, there was traffic to get to the stadium, traffic to get in. I was like, okay, never again are we doing this. Like next time we'll just watch it on our phones driving up, because it was just crazy to get into the stadium.
I'll say this. I think on Compas FC, you guys, they jinxed you, because one of the clips I saw was that they were like, oh, well, for the prediction, they said it's gonna go into penalties or extra time, and you're like, no, yeah. I gotta get to the Chargers game, so don't do that to me. And then I was like, oh no, they just jinxed Fernando.
Oh, they jinxed me hard. I told them about it yesterday too, or when we recorded Compas FC. I was like, dude, what the hell? Because I mean, it was it was like I told you, it was crazy. So getting into the stadium and everything, I was able to get into the booth. God, the food was terrible, dude. Have you ever heard a combination of ham, catfish, and eggs with spinach? It was like one of the weirdest combinations I had. See, being the L or the size medium that I am, I had a Caesar salad and a turkey wrap. So I went healthy right there on that.
You're like, yeah, I'm not messing with that.
Heck no. And there's only one stall in the bathroom, so I ain't trying to be the one person using that stall up. But obviously, so let's get into this weekend, man. Just craziness all around. Like you said, Vic, it started on Thursday and it led all the way to Sunday. I'm really interested to hear, Vic, what your biggest takeaway was from week 15.
Mine is the Jaguars and Lions are fun to watch. Like I usually get a team before the season. This year it was the Lions, but I've also kind of grown into the Jaguars this year. They, like watching them be, and I know I keep adding them as a question every week because they've just become so fun to watch, whether it's Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff. I mean, it's just good watching the Lions and the Jaguars progress, and that's what you want to see as a sports fan. Whether you're not rooting for a certain team, like you pick one team and you're like, okay, this is my team this year, and the Lions and the Jaguars seem to be that team for me this year, and it was great to see them both pull out wins, one in New York and the other one at home against the Cowboys.
No, and the way that they beat the Cowboys, I mean, you were down, I think, what was it, 20-3 or something? It was a significant margin. So for the Jaguars to really come up, and the only thing, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is missing a true number one. If they can get him a true number one receiver with Christian Kirk and Zay Jones, they'll be better.
By the way, somebody comment. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Before I forget, somebody commented on our TikTok, and I forgot they traded for Calvin Ridley during the trade deadline.
That's going to be a good trade for next year.
Yeah,
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, so Calvin Ridley should be a good addition to this team. And you know what? Doug Peterson is just such a good head coach. He knows exactly what he's doing. He learned under Andy Reid. He's been under the Andy Reid system, so he knows exactly what to do. He's not scared to take chances on players. Look, he took a chance on Calvin Ridley. And then obviously former Charger Rayshon Jenkins has that pick six on Dak Prescott and returns it home. And I think he was waving at some Cowboy fan because I was like, why is he waving? He's at home. But then I'm like, oh, but Cowboy fans, he was like saying bye to them. Yeah. And the Lions, and that's what I said last week on Compas. I said the Lions are getting Jameson Williams back. Like he hasn't played with them, but he's going to be a fast addition. He's going to help. They have DeAndre Swift. They have Jamal Williams. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have some pieces there that they really need to take advantage of. So I think with the Lions, it's build up your defense next season, and with the Jaguars, just continue building on what you already have, and build on that offensive line. They're going to only get better. Dan, what was your biggest takeaway from Week 15?
My biggest takeaway is that the Bills aren't who we thought they were. They're very, very beatable. They're not what they pegged them to be after they blew out the Rams in the first game of the season, I think it was. They seem like that. Like, in all honesty, the Chiefs get pushed to overtime, I think, or they got pushed to the brink of the limit with the Texans. I think the AFC isn't as locked up as people think. They thought that last year, and the Bengals surprised everybody. I think it's going to be very interesting down the stretch to see how these teams try and take advantage of those weaknesses of the favorites that everybody likes to pick.
To me, the NFL is drunk. That was my takeaway. Holy crap. This thing is just crazy right now. The amount of comebacks. Like, look at what happened with the Vikings and with the Colts. The Colts literally were like, and I talked to numerous people who said, I turned the TV off. I said, okay, I can go do some stuff and I'll come back for the Browns and the Ravens. And you turn it on and you're like, oh crap, they came back. So definitely
look who the quarterback is.
Well, yeah, but then
I think not.
But obviously, and then you look at the Cowboys game. Then you look at the Chiefs
Shout
game.
out to that $40 million.
You look at the Raiders. The Raiders. Like, when did you ever think a Bill Belichick team would have such an undisciplined play? Then look at the Buccaneers against the Cincinnati Bengals, like it is just crazy. I was watching the highlights of that game because I didn't really watch much yesterday. Or on Sunday, I didn't watch almost anything because it was the World Cup. Then I got to the stadium and it was like, okay, get into game mode, get ready. And so I didn't watch much. But when I saw those Cincinnati Bengals highlights, I thought, wow, Tampa Bay like must have like it looked like they were blowing them out in the first half. And then the second half, the Bengals just really that's what I talk about. Second half adjustments. They made their second half adjustments and they were able to come out. So kudos to a lot of these teams that are still in the fight. Like Dan said, the AFC is wide open. I think the Bengals right now are probably the best team in the AFC. But wow, they're really playing hard all around. So obviously, speaking about the weekend that was drunk, what did you guys think was the wildest thing we saw from this weekend? The Vikings obviously being down 33-0 over the Colts. The Bills outlasting the Cowboy or the Dolphins with the snowball. That snowballs thing was hilarious. They just kept on throwing snowballs. They didn't care. Jags come back and they beat the Cowboys. Lions and Jets comes down to the final play. Texans and Chiefs go into overtime, or Raiders and Patriots with that ending. What did you guys think was the craziest thing? Vic, I'll start with you.
For me, I think just to cap off the weekend was the whole thing that happened, the insanity that was the Chargers and Titans, and that at the same time it was the Raiders and the ending to the Patriots. Because I was focused on I was watching the Chargers game with the Titans because here on Compas we're covering them, and then I was on Twitter and then I see all the B reporters for the Raiders. They're like, what just happened, insanity and blah blah blah. So then I turned and I saw the play and I was just like, wow, what just happened? Like I couldn't believe what had just transpired between both games. And then you see Dicker hit the game-winning field goal at the same time. So that for me was the wildest thing, was a span of like 5 minutes just seeing back to back of those plays.
What time did the Raiders game start at 1:05?
Yes.
And it ended at the same time as the Chargers, and the Chargers started at 1:25. That is crazy. Yeah. You know when I found out about that was we were in the elevator going down, and Jeff Miller, good compa, he looks at his phone and goes, "What happened with the Raiders?" Like he got alerts about the Raiders, and like we're all watching on a small phone the play, and we're like, "What the hell was that?" That was Chandler Jones telling Bill Belichick, "Hey, remember when I was on your team making all these plays and you traded me away? Hey, I'm gonna come back and haunt you." So definitely a crazy play. What were we gonna say?
Dan, right?
Oh, I thought I interrupted you. My bad.
No, you're good.
Okay. All right, Dan. What did you think? What was the craziest part about the whole all those games?
Fernando, I think you hit the nail on the head. The lack of discipline from a Bill Belichick team. I think to me that was the craziest thing because of this. It is so asinine. Like I'll get into the play selection in a second, but it is so asinine for me that, at the professional level, you don't have enough football IQ to say, you know what, we're tied. I got as many yards as I could. I'm about to get tackled and go down. You're going to overtime. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the lack of discipline of, trying to toss it back, thinking you're down by 7 or whatever, or 4, and that you have to win the game, to me is just ridiculous. It's a lapse of judgment. It's just a lack of focus, lack of discipline, anything you want, right? The other part is, Bill Belichick, this one's on him more than it is on the players because of the situation. I don't know how involved he is with the play calling with Patricia or whoever's doing it. They said they had some weird system I don't understand. And mind you, you understand I'm a Bill Belichick defender till I die, but you've got to protect your players. It's 24-24, seconds left. Take a knee and go into overtime. You're too far. If you're not going to take a shot, at least knee the damn thing and go into overtime. That to me was so asinine, the play call. And on top of that, if you're the OC or whoever, I'm getting on the mic and I'm telling them, get as much as you can, protect the football, and go down. Like, if you're not going to score, go down. Do not turn the football over. And that, to me, is just something I don't think I've ever seen a Bill Belichick team do. I mean, the Gronk at safety against Miami that one year where they had that miracle, that's probably number 2. This is number 1 because this was just incredibly, just unbelievable at the professional level.
So would 3 be benching what's the name for the Eagles Super Bowl?
Who?
Malcolm Butler?
What are you talking about? They were still in the game the whole time, Frown.
Well,
Either
that's
way,
what everybody
you-
freaks out about that one, that he benched Malcolm Butler.
And why did he bench him? It was a disciplinary issue. Was it or was it not?
Yeah, I think he had
Oh,
missed.
well,
like,
there
some
you go.
games or something.
You can't hold the problem in professional leagues now is you try and hold some of these players above the others, and it doesn't work like that. You won't win games. The locker room turns on them, and more likely than not, they'll resent those players who are being held above them. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna go with I really want to go with the Vikings one, but the snowball thing to me, like, really like snowball. But then I saw, so a fan tells me, watch this clip, Chargers 1995 against the Giants. One of the Chargers assistants got pegged in the head with a snowball, but right at this point right here, and he got knocked out. So I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, okay, maybe I should lean back, because I tweeted out, I've seen it all, because they're saying if you're throwing snowballs, you're going to get kicked out and you're going to get arrested. I'm like, arrested? Can you imagine on the ticket it says for throwing snowballs? Like, I would laugh. Like, even Buddy the Elf would laugh. So I was like, okay, I guess. But I mean, I guess I get it now a little bit more, but I just thought it was so weird that they're like, oh yeah, you throw snowballs, you're gonna get arrested. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, that's a little aggressive, but I guess not. But that game was crazy. That game, at one point, the Tua and that offense woke up. Tyreek Hill scores that touchdown to put them ahead, but then obviously Josh Allen. Dan, I can't remember, or Vic, if you remember, was that a 2-point conversion? That's the one where they knock it out of his hand, and they had seen that he had the nose of the football in, right? Okay,
yeah, you're right.
That's crazy to me. That he was able to, that they were able to get it down. They got the 2-point conversion, and they ended up holding on to win the game. But man, they played each other really hard. Buffalo and Miami did. So definitely that was my biggest takeaway. But now let's head over to Rapid Fire. Vic, who wins the AFC South, Titans or Jaguars?
You know what? Just because we talked about the Jaguars, I like their story. I think the Titans have a flat tire. You guys saw the up close and personal the Titans against the Chargers. For me, just seeing what the Jaguars are doing, I'm rooting for them now. So I'm hoping that they get in. I'd rather see them than the Titans. Do you guys want to see the Titans in the playoffs against any of these teams? So for me, I think eventually I think the Titans win just because end up winning the division. But for me, I'm hoping that it's the Jaguars because I want to see what they can do in the playoffs.
Daniel Dario Ramirez.
This fool using my government issued name, scumbag. Why don't you give him my social security while you're at it? Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna go with the upset. I think the Jags are just playing too good of football right now.
Did you call that?
What?
Did you call that at the beginning of the season?
I don't know what to tell you, Frown, but what do I know?
Did you really?
What? That they were
going to win the division, didn't you?
No, yeah. I was saying they were going to be good. They were going to be a lot better than people thought, and probably even sneak into the playoffs. But I think they're only a game behind the division, right?
Yeah, they're only.
Yeah, I think they're playing really good football right now. I think they're clicking. They're in sync. Doug Peterson, it was the perfect. I saw this the other day and I thought it was funny. They were like, Trevor Lawrence is finally getting a rookie year because the Chop House Fiend over there, it was a mess, but whatever. But you need to do one of Ohio because that's where he got caught like an idiot. But
oh my God.
But anyway, I think they're playing really good football right now, especially a game behind. I don't think the Titans have, been as effective offensively. We saw it up close and personal. They were running the football pretty well, but it's like they couldn't do anything with it. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't do anything in the red zone.
Taylor Lewan, their offensive line.
They have a lot of injuries. Then there's turmoil in that building because of GM getting fired because Mike Vrabel and everybody else was pissed about AJ Brown. Mind you, even if they missed the playoffs, I think Mike Vrabel is a really good head coach, and obviously he should remain there.
Vic, write this down. Hold this clip because I'm calling it right now. The Sunday night game on week 18 will be the Titans at the Jaguars. That will decide the division. That's going to be the Sunday night game. Everybody will get to see Trevor Lawrence on national TV against Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. I think that's going to be the Sunday night game, and I think the Jaguars are going to win that game. I think they win the division. They give everybody something new. Peterson is going to show what he has. Right now, I believe it would be the Baltimore Ravens going to if Jacksonville won, it'd be the Baltimore Ravens going to Jacksonville. That'd be an interesting matchup right there. That'd be a good one. But yeah, that's definitely I'm with you guys. I think the Jaguars are going to put up a fight. It'll be interesting to see who ends up with it. Let's move on. Is it time to put a fork in the Bucs after they blew a 17-0 lead against the Bengals? Or as long as Tom Brady is there, they're not dead? Dan?
Tom Brady is like one of those Belichick things. I'm never going to bet against him. But this one I did say before the season, Frau, you could tell they're missing Bruce Arians for that type of presence in the locker room in the area. What?
You said it all season.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But anyway, it's like that doesn't mean Todd Bowles, I'm calling him a scumbag, incompetent, or whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with being good coordinators for decades in the league. Like, that's what I don't understand. I understand everybody wants head coaching shots, but it's like some of these guys have gotten their shots and it hasn't worked out for whatever reason. Like
Norville Turner was one of the best offensive minds in the game. He just wasn't a good head coach.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, and that's, I think, the biggest problem sometimes that people don't understand. They think that just because you're a coordinator, you can be a head coach. It's like, it doesn't work like that always. And I think 100%, like I said, I'm not going to count out Brady, but I think without Bruce Arians, I don't think this team's going anywhere. They're still leading the division because that division's terrible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
They'll probably be a one and done in the playoffs, but I just don't think that team is playing good football at all. And especially December is when you have to, play your best, because all those are playoff games because you're getting ready for the playoffs.
Vic?
As long as you have Tom Brady, you have a chance, especially the outside of the Niners and the Eagles. You can win one or at least one game in the playoffs with Tom Brady, especially since you're going to be hosting a game. Outside of that, I mean, one of the things, as Dan just brought up, one of the reports that I saw was that Tom Brady's pretty much running everything on offense, and then on Friday he gives his notes to Todd Bowles, and then they go off of that, which is, to me, it's crazy how much power he has. But hey, like, they wanted him back, and that's the deal you made, and now you're stuck with this season. So yeah, that's.
I think they're going to upset the Cowboys, if you call that an upset. I think they'll beat the Cowboys in the first round, and obviously we'll see what happens after that. But I wouldn't stick a fork in them, because winning one playoff game is a pretty big accomplishment, especially with the way they've been playing all season. But definitely interesting to see kind of the way this has been teetering and tottering for that team this whole season. All right, guys, is the AFC wide open, or is it a 3-team race between the Chiefs, Bills, and the Bengals? Vic?
I would say it's wide open. I mean, I like the Bengals. I think they're the best team, but even they can get got, like, at some point during the playoffs. One of the things that makes them, the reason that I kind of wanted to talk about this is because as long as you have those 3 top quarterbacks, you're going to be in it. But I just think it's wide open. Like, if you can get Herbert can get in there, get a 6 seed. You can get hot. This is the type of year where usually we have 4 teams going into the playoffs. I think it's wide open on both sides, outside of, the Eagles and the Niners in the NFC. But in the AFC, I think it is wide open, just because the Bills defense doesn't look great with all the injuries. Same with the Chiefs and their defense. And then the Bengals. I mean, pick a team in the AFC, and if you tell me, hey, this is who I'm rolling with, I'll be like, yeah, I can work with that.
Dan, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it always has been open. I think sometimes people get too attached to headlines and other things like that. Doesn't mean jack when you have to get on the gridiron and play it out. You know what I mean? It's like any given Sunday, I think, is very true.
Who would get sad if a certain team lost in the playoffs?
Oh, Gilberto's going to cry, but I'm going to pull out my hanky for his ass. He's not going to be happy if the Chiefs lose in the playoffs. And that's the thing, right? It's like Vic talked about this last time, and I piggybacked. I think it was this year. It's like they're very good at making the playoffs. The Chiefs, no one underestimates that. They've won the division for 7 years in a row. Hey, shout out to them. But once come playoff time, they'll win a game. But then they have that game where it's like they just have no idea what to do because now they're facing competition level to them. And that margin for error is so small. So your no-look pass crap and your tic-tac-ing brother, it doesn't help you out at all. And that doesn't win you playoff games.
Well, and last year they were the first seed, so they had the first round bye. As of right now, they're going to have to play 3 games before they get to the Super Bowl.
And you let the listeners know who had the Bengals.
Who had the Bengals? What, beating the...
Oh, wait, beating the Chiefs? Who beat?
Yeah, the Bengals beat the Chiefs last week. Yeah.
No. I meant that playoff run last year.
Oh, yeah. Dan and
Daygo
called it while Gilbert was laughing in his face. He's like, there's no way. And so obviously it happened. So that was pretty funny. But I kind of think it is a 3-team race. I just think it's between those one of those 3 teams is going to end up going to the Super Bowl. I lean more towards Cincinnati because Cincinnati is just so lethal. They have so many weapons. Yeah. They have so many players. Their offensive line's gotten a little bit better. Their defense is good. But I don't think it's as open as what people think. Yeah, I agree with you, Vic. Like if a Justin Herbert got in, if they maybe got Joey Bosa, Rashawn Slater, and Derwin all back, yeah, maybe they could end up making a run. But I just think that those 3 teams are so good. And I mean, say that the Chargers would have to face the Bengals. They beat the Bengals. Then you have to go and face the Bills or the Chiefs. That's going to be, those are like facing either one of those 3 teams is going to be tough. Having to face all 3 to maybe get to the Super Bowl is almost impossible. But I can't remember where I saw this. Some former NFL player thinks that the AFC is going to be represented by a team that nobody thought it would be. So you never know. I guess people think it's wide open, but I don't. I think it's just a 3-team race, to be completely honest. But obviously it is time for Dan and Daygo. Oh wait, no, it's time for before we head over to Dan and Daygo's favorite segment. Which team is more in trouble to missing the playoffs after being a shoo-in a couple of weeks ago? Dan, Ravens or Dolphins?
Ravens, 100%. You know, I have not been a believer in them all year, as the receipts will show. Especially now with their prime time, running and gunning quarterback over there, Lamar Jackson, being out. And you don't know if he's going to come back. I mean, this is a real storyline. You don't know if he's going to come back because he has to be thinking about next year because his contract situation is not resolved. So, who knows if he's going to come back. There's 3 games left. They're 9-5, I think, right now. Easily they could fall out and other teams win. They could go 0-3 just because they're rolling with backup quarterbacks and other things. And it's like, you don't know what the situation is like in that locker room right now.
I'm going to piggyback off of Dan real quick, Vic, and then I'll go to you. Yeah. I also believe that if I was Lamar Jackson, I'd really think about it. And I'd be like, hey, I don't know. Let's just be completely honest. I don't think they can win a Super Bowl with that team. If I was him, I would really consider maybe you've already gotten injured twice this year. Why risk it again? I would just chill, especially with what happened to Kyler Murray, what's happened to other guys. I maybe would sit out the rest of the season and just be like, you know what? I can't go. I want to get my contract situated because that's also dangerous, going out there and not play. He tears his ACL. What if the Baltimore's like, you know what, dude, we're good. We're going to go a different route. And they decide not to re-sign him and he's sitting there with a torn ACL. So I definitely, if I'm Lamar Jackson, I consider all my options. So I'll go with the Ravens are more in trouble. But even the Dolphins, man, they're teetering. They have a really tough schedule to end this season. Yep. So, I mean, both of them could potentially miss it. But if I had to go one or the other, I think I'd go with the Ravens. But Vic, you go ahead.
Yeah, I'll keep it quick here. I'll just say it's the Dolphins. I don't, I think they're starting to hit that low kind of what we've seen. Yeah, that wall. And the last 2 games, they played better against the last 3 games. Actually, they played better against the Bills, but I just don't like what I'm seeing from them. I think people are starting to catch up to Mike McDaniel. So for me, it's the Dolphins.
It's definitely. I mean, both teams just don't look good right now. All right, it's time for Dan and Daygo's favorite segment, which is our picks. So let me go. Last week, the week 15 results. Vic and I both went 4-0. Dan and Daygo went 2-2. Kirk, the one-eyed cat, went 2-2, and Gilberto went 1-3. So that brings the total up to this season. I am 31-25. Dan and Daygo's 33-23. Gilbert and Kirk, the one-eyed cat, are tied at 26 and 30.
That's the race I'm watching.
And Vic is the lead dog, 34 and 22. So yeah, let's go with let's see what Kirk had to pick for this week.
There we go. And bam.
He says, Gilberto, we may be tied, but I'm going to win this race. Giants and Vikings. Is he going to go with the Vikings? No, he's going to go with the upset. Danny Dimes is going to win this weekend against the Vikings. Is it going to be the Jets or the Jaguars from on Thursday Night Football? He's saying, no, the Manhattan Milk Hunter will continue hunting. Let's go Cowboys and Eagles. He's going to go with Dak Prescott. He says Dak will get it done this weekend. Last one. Raiders and Steelers. Where are you going to be sleeping on Christmas night, Kirk? You're going to be sleeping outside because you picked the Steelers. You picked against Papa. Oh, that's dangerous right there. But let's start off with that Thursday night matchup. Jets or Jaguars had Jets. Vic.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars.
Ooh, Dan.
I'm going to do the same. They're playing good football right now.
I'm going to go with the Jaguars as well.
Gilbert went with the Jaguars as well.
Okay.
I got his picks in.
There you go. So it feels like he's here.
Yes.
let's see. Hold on. Yeah, so the next one is now he is here.
There we go.
Let's go with the next game. Giants at Vikings. Vic.
Give me the Giants in an upset here.
Ooh, okay, Dan.
Gosh dang it. It's at Vikings?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
This is going to be the game where I rebound. I'm going to take the Vikings. I think they're playing better. They're riding off that high.
Gilberto.
He is taking the Vikings.
Okay.
Hey, Gilberto, how does it feel to be tied with a one-eyed cat?
I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I think the Vikings are gonna come off that high. They're gonna ride that high from last week, and I think they're gonna get it done. Next game, Raiders at Steelers. Dan.
Oh, you scumbag. I'm trying to base my picks off of his to try and catch up to him. Is it at the Steelers?
Yes, sir.
Trubisky's probably going to be the quarterback, right?
Yes, sir.
Gosh, I don't know if I trust the Raiders enough. I'm going to go with the Raiders on the road.
Vic?
This is tough.
This is the 50-50 game for me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just I'm not a big believer in McDaniels right now. So you know what? Give me the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers as well. Gilbert.
He is going with the Raiders.
Oh God.
Last game, Eagles at Cowboys. Vic, who are you going with?
Give me the Eagles. I'm even thinking about them.
Gilberto?
Cowboys.
Of course.
Okay, I'm going Eagles as well.
You know what? Just real quick. When he finishes in the basement, he has got to do something as punishment for that.
If he loses to Kirk, the one-eyed cat.
Yeah, we're gonna make a Sacco up.
Oh my god, that is hilarious. That's gonna be really funny. All right, guys. We're gonna head over before we do our Compas Christmas special. Let's head over and see what Dan and Daygo's got cooking up for us before we spread some holiday cheer.
What did I tell you? Not only is your boy correct on these homage shirts, don't forget to go over there. He's also correct in telling you what a great episode we had with our week 15 takeaways. Isn't it just great sometimes to get a little piece of quiet? Not have Gilberto interrupt me. I had such a great time. We were here smoking and joking, chatting. Oh, it was lovely, wasn't it? Anyway, do not forget to check out our other programs. We got House of Horns. Got What's Up Bolts. Got Combat Compas. And do not forget, if you love everything about the pitch and about football and everything that goes, goal, 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 goal. Do not forget to check out Compas FC. You will not regret it with our boys, JC and Sir Edward. It is absolutely phenomenal. And do not forget to check out your boys on every social media platform. On the Twitter, at Compas OTB, the OTB is capital. What? On the TikToks, at Compas on the Beat. What? The Instagrams, at Compas on the Beat. What? Do not forget your boys are everywhere. Like, subscribe, comment, be a compa, tell a compa. Let's get back to the program.
Welcome back. Obviously, it is the Compas Christmas special. We have some cool things ahead. Thank you, Dan, for that promo. Good stuff as always. But very exciting time here at Compas on the Beat. It is Christmas time. It's Christmas time. So obviously, some fun stuff ahead. So I gotta ask you guys. And I'm gonna start off with Vic, the producer. What is your favorite Christmas holiday movie, Vic?
For me, it's Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd, Billy Ray Valentine, and Louis Winthrop. It is about these two guys who end up switching places, and the Dukes make a bet, a $1 bet, to see if either one can get out of and become something better for themselves. And of course, for me, it's a great movie. You also get Jamie Lee Curtis, young Jamie Lee Curtis. But yeah, and you see the process. The end of it ends on New Year's with the whole orange juice thing. So yeah, for me, it's Trading Places. It's one of the best ones I like to watch this time of year.
Okay, I you know what? I'm gonna have to put that on my list. Then I have not watched that movie.
You never seen it?
No,
Call him out. I've seen it.
Pretty good film.
Oh, you watched it too?
Yeah, I think I've seen it with Mom before. Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Wow.
Okay.
Where's Fernando for that family gathering?
Look, don't let him sow distrust between us, Frown. Don't let it happen.
Probably working. Dan, what's your favorite? I mean, I already know, but what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah, because you heard it last week. My favorite movie is The Grinch. I love watching it. Jim Carrey equals weirdo, but also a great Grinch character. I love watching it this time of year. It's so quotable to me. Like, I'll randomly get an invite somewhere and I'll literally look at my sister and I'm like, but what will I wear? Just like in The Grinch and stuff like that. You know, I just love it. There's no other way around it. I don't know how to describe it. I think it's hilarious from start to finish. And I think it's a good character arc, obviously, also because of how it starts and how it finishes.
It's definitely a good movie. You know, it's funny. You're talking about The Grinch and how quotable it is. Obviously, good friend. Well, your guys' good friend. No, I'm just kidding. I love the guy too. Joe Morley just did one with all the franchises. He's like, hate, and he's like, it's like it's like the Chargers, the Patriots. He's like, hate, and then it's like the 49ers and the Cowboys. He's like, loathe entirely. So it's honestly a great TikTok. Joe and NFL Mike obviously have great.
Shout out to them. Love those guys. He commented on my TikTok the other day, and he put the Chargers Super Bowl was beating Miami, and I was like, oh yeah, just like no offense, Vic. I was like, just like the Raiders Super Bowl was beating the Chargers, dude. You guys aren't gonna do anything.
I was so like, y'all are funny.
Okay.
All right, Gilbert, what's yours?
Thank you for asking, Fernando. But I'm back now from cold Green Bay. I'm here. I made it. I wonder.
Green Bay. I thought you were in.
maybe take a detour. But I'm wondering what terrible NFL takes you guys have while I was gone. Hopefully, you guys didn't mess things up like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. But while I was listening to Dan and Daygo picking The Grinch, such a basic movie. Like, at least with Victor, Trading Places.
Really? Why don't you pick your movie? Say your movie.
And you know what? I decided to change my mind. That's where I was going to. We've been speaking about Jingle All the Way throughout the whole month. I'm not going with that anymore. I'm gonna switch because you're so basic. By the way, I have a bone to pick with The Grinch, but that's for later.
Don't you dare.
You like The Grinch?
No. I am. There we go. All right, I was gonna change my mind. Bad Santa. Bad Santa is a really good movie because it's really about a struggling Santa Claus worker at the mall who just wants to just not be bothered, make a living, and move on, and then put a smile on kids' faces. And then the ones who are kind of bratty, just kind of put them in their place. It's okay. It's a good movie. It's a a Santa Claus, a struggling one that I just mentioned, and a child who is a little, hefty and getting bullied. And Billy Bob Thornton comes out and helps him. So when he's beating up kids, high school kids, Billy Bob, what a great scene that is. Bernie Mac, RIP's in it. Some other people that are in the movie also died too. You probably know this better, Victor, another comedian. I forgot his name already. He works at the mall as well. But a lot of great characters in this movie. Bad Santa. And I want to say the second one's pretty similar, but I watched
Is it Big Worm from Friday? Isn't it?
No, he's still alive, isn't he?
No, it's a guy from
No, Big Worm is an elf.
Oh, he's an elf.
He's alive.
It's the guy from 8 Simple Rules, I think, the sitcom. But,
John Ritter.
Yeah,
John Ritter.
He works at the mall
Ritter
too.
John Ritter did pass away I think in 2003 or something. He had a heart attack on set.
He's the one that tells Bad Santa not to bring friends to the mall. So I'll leave it at that.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with Home Alone. Obviously, that's my favorite movie. That's the movie I have to watch. I don't care if I'm basic. I love that movie. That's huge. It's such a great movie. I love the way that movie was made. And then the incredible part of it is Catherine O'Hara. She goes from being Kevin's mom to then being Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek, and she is just the funniest person. I don't know if you guys saw it. Last year she made a TikTok. I think I showed it on here, Gilbert, where she's standing there at the same time with herself from Home Alone, and she yells Kevin, and then she falls back. Great TikTok. She's honestly awesome. The whole movie's hilarious. Like you guys said on last week's Compas, the fact that Uncle Frank compares with leaving his reading glasses, leaving Kevin is just hilarious. So and he goes obviously, and then obviously Kevin McAllister's brother, his real brother in real life is Fuller. So it's funny to see. He's like, hey, if you don't perk up, you're gonna sleep with Fuller. And then he's like, yeah, with me, and he's drinking the Pepsi. So just good movie all around. And before we move on, I wanted to show you guys this because Vic, you said Just Friends was one of your favorite Christmas movies, and look at what I saw on Barstool Sports' top Christmas movies for each state. In California, it is Just Friends.
Oh wow!
What?
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
that's random.
That is wow. A lot of these are random. Like Texas has Jingle All the Way too. That one's terrible.
It's right.
I hate that movie.
I mean, it's Texas. What do you expect,
dude? Florida has
two, Fernando.
Florida has Krampus.
Never saw
Krampus. The second one. You know what? I'll be honest. Jingle All the Way 2 wasn't terrible. It wasn't a complete abomination.
I've never seen it.
I never heard of it. What the hell is Jingle All the Way 2?
It's with Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like it was nowhere near number one. Obviously the Grinch is around a lot. Four Christmas is an underrated one too. I think that movie's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Gilbert, Bad Santa is New York.
Oh, there we go. Shout out New York.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer's in Nevada.
Medea's Christmas. What state is that, by the way? Is that like Wyoming?
Which one?
Medea's Christmas.
Wyoming.
Oh wow, look at that. I never would have guessed.
The Yellowstone folks.
Yeah.
Where's it, Montana? Yeah, I was never good at geography.
Montana's the Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
The Santa Claus 3, that's interesting for Oregon. So Justin Herbert's people love the Santa Claus 3.
That's a pretty good one.
Let's see what else. Rudolph,
Polar Express.
Basically, it's literally the Santa Claus, Home Alone, and
the Grinch.
And the Grinch.
Can't believe the South likes Jingle All the Way too. Even Alabama over there, I see.
Look at right here. They have
Christmas Story.
Louisiana likes
Polar Express.
Polar Express.
Is Minnesota Die Hard? Is that what it is?
Minnesota?
No, that's South.
No, this is
it's Iowa.
This is Minnesota. Minnesota's Christmas Lampoon.
No, we're so terrible with
this is Iowa.
I was about to say, let's not expose ourselves.
Yeah, this is Iowa.
Let's keep it moving before we embarrass ourselves.
No, I'm not embarrassing myself. Iowa is Die Hard.
I have the map on another tab. Don't believe him.
Just wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was a pretty good one. Okay, let's move on. Obviously, Secret Santa can happen no matter where. Secret Santa can happen at work. It could happen. It could be a white elephant. It could be a lot of different things. Worst Secret Santa gift you've ever gotten, Gilbert?
Yeah. I never really participated in one, maybe once, and I can't remember. So I'll tell you a story involving my family. I try to do a Secret Santa this year because we have a big family, Fernando. As you know, I am Mexican. I don't know if you knew that.
Are you?
What
My
gave it
background.
away?
I thought it was just a mustache. I thought it was
I know.
fake.
My
You're like
mustache is
Antonio.
more
I thought you were like Antonio Banderas that you could just take it off the way he does in Zorro.
with this beanie now. I feel like I look like Cheech and Chong, but or Cheech, right?
Cantinflas.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Whatever. Okay. Enough of that. Enough bashing me. But yeah, we have a big family, and I'm like, why am I always like trying to buy gifts for everybody? It's very expensive. Why don't we just pick a person and everybody gets at least one gift? And I bring the idea. Let's try to save some money. No. That means I only get one gift. We don't get 10 whatever gifts and blah blah blah. So I said, well, forget you guys. This is why you always get Target gift cards. Don't complain. I write but I do kind of I get a card. I write a paragraph because words go a long way, and I'm a good writer. I'm gonna toot my own horn here. So I do cards, and then I do a Target gift card, and that's it. But I try to give it to the family, and they were not having it because they all want 10 gifts, whatever.
They want the Gilberto special.
¿Qué
You know,
estás haciendo, mijito, con eso?
if you really want to start chaos in a Mexican household, white elephant is the way to go. Like that like just starts chaos, especially when people start stealing gifts. People think it's personal, so it gets even funnier. ¿Qué traes contra mí? Yeah, so definitely,
Otra vez.
Yeah. Como ching. Vic.
For me, like the first one I ever did was like in the early 2000s. It was at a friend's house. They weren't. I was a friend of someone, and they brought me in, and so they give you a piece of paper. They're like, "Hey, here, fill this out so people know what to get you." And I made a sports theme. I'm like, whatever it is, just give me something sports related. Next thing you know, it's Secret Santa time. I open my gift, and it's a box set of Bruce Willis movies, and I'm just like, what is this? I'm like, I made it easy for you guys. Just give me something sports related. I ended up giving that box set to somebody the next day. I was so disappointed. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Why do people participate in?
How are you disappointed with a Bruce Willis DVD set? I'm sure Megan would enjoy that. Come on.
Well, this was in the early 2000s. I wasn't into movies back then. All I wanted was something sports related. So yeah, if I get it now, of course I'll be stoked about it. But
yeah, right. You shouldn't, because it's all online anyway. No one uses DVDs anymore, my guy.
It's probably like the first edition of Die Hard, and you just threw it away.
It's not right? A book. There's no first edition.
Whatever. Get out of here.
It's not a book.
The signed copy from Bruce Willis, whatever.
Dan, I don't think you've participated in Secret Santa all that much, have you?
You know what? I just thought of one as we're firing this thing up. A couple of years ago, we were in Guadalajara for Christmas. And I didn't get it, but I remember one of my uncles did it, and he was pissed. So we're doing the white elephant thing, the Secret Santa, whatever. He gets this bottle of Cazadores tequila, and he's like, "Oh, let's freaking go! I got a free bottle." Da, 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 da. Pops it open to pour himself one. Straight water. He was so pissed.
It was a gag gift.
That white elephant. That white elephant. I think there were, because when we used to get together with my grandma, it was 50 of us. So 25 gifts were regular, 25 gifts were gag gifts. Yeah. So like in one of those, like my dad bought like a thong with like a flamingo flying coming out of it, and so like we bought all these like random joke gifts, because in Mexico there's not that many. Over here is where all the gag gifts are. So we bought a lot of our family members gag gifts, and like they paid us back or whatever, and we just took a whole bunch of stupid stuff. And my uncle was so pissed at the tequila.
He was over here trying to act like the CIA. He was trying to act like the CIA. A ver quién trajo esto?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, the reason why I brought up a Secret Santa, because Caroline, my partner in crime, her family likes to do Secret Santa and a white elephant gag gift. So I wanted to take that same idea, But I think the gag
Gilberto's face would be hilarious if he got a gag gift.
right. But that's
And
a
he's
good
like,
idea.
Well, thank you so much. He'd have to swallow
I'll
it.
be
Thank
pissed.
No,
you
he
so
wouldn't.
much.
No, he wouldn't. No,
But
he wouldn't. You know,
I can say
like,
this right now
crap.
because by the time this airs, the holiday party is over for Caroline's family. But you guys will be proud of me for the gag gift. I got people. I got somebody Hufflepuff hat. So I
How's that a
Oh,
gag?
man.
Harry Potter humor.
How's that a
right?
gag gift?
Because people don't like Hufflepuff, right?
Yeah,
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah,
That's
everybody's
true.
more Gryffindor and Slytherin.
But maybe it's
Yeah.
not
I
a good
guess.
gift. I might
not
do
really
your I
Don't
might
listen
do
to
your
my
tequila
brother.
one now.
I guess.
No, dude, that tequila one, that'll start fights.
Wow,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna get
Yes.
fucked. Jesus.
Imagine if you save that tequila bottle for a couple years and then you go check it and it's water.
Yeah.
Especially, could you imagine
Only
you get
water
something
now.
expensive like 1842 or whatever it is, the Patron or whatever?
Patron.
Patron?
Why don't we do a compas tequila? I mean, everybody's getting into it. All these damn
No,
comedians
whiskey.
and
Whiskey.
actors and stuff. They're all
And
getting
then
the
Daygo
Rock had
love
one.
whiskey.
We'll give your own line.
Grab
no,
grab ass whiskey. There.
Dan and Daygo and Justin Herbert collab with a whiskey.
I die, son of Odin. The nectar of the gods would be the slogan.
Yeah, let's keep it moving.
All right. I've actually never had a bad Secret Santa gift. Everybody usually knows what to get me. It's usually sports books or sports movies. So I've actually never received one that I'm like, like this is a pain in the ass. So I've actually been very lucky. Maybe it's because I'm so vocal that people are like, oh, we know what to get this guy. So definitely that's a good one. All right, let's go now to this one will be fun for Gilbert. What is your favorite Christmas song? I'll start off with Vic.
Mine is what is it? Run DMC. What is it called? Now I'm like forgetting what the heck I wrote here. Yeah,
Christmas and
Whispers in the Hood.
Yeah, Christmas and Hollis by Run DMC. I got to give it hip hop. I don't want to take one of yours, so that's mine. I'm gonna go with that one.
Dan.
Oh, I love You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. That's my favorite.
Gilbert.
Now that I think about it, but when we're doing the rundown, I put, come on, man, I don't know what song to put, so I put Feliz Navidad.
Talk about basic.
Feliz Navidad.
Talk about basic and playing the
Feliciano.
But in Spanish, but
Spanish.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Have you ever seen that?
Put your day job to go singing, guy.
Did you ever see on Twitter, like there was a thing floating around where this guy texts a girl, do you know what this means? And it was like Feliz Navidad, but she was saying it different. She was saying like it was, he sent it to somebody who was obviously not Hispanic. And then she was like, I don't know. Well, never mind. She just said something different. Let me see I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to you. But
by the way, another good hip hop song. I remember it because I'm sure it's before that, but Friday After Next, the one with Snoop Dogg, Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto.
You know, I consider Friday After Next a Christmas movie.
It is.
That's actually not I could have chosen that. That's a good movie.
That's such a great movie. Cat Williams adds so much to that movie.
Yeah. We were showing
let me check my Palm Pilot. Looks like it ain't doing shit. I was just gonna get drunk.
1082, Pip in distress. Pip down.
Man down.
Yeah.
Terry Crews is also good in that.
That was his debut.
What's his name? Oh, wait, whose debut?
Or like
Terry Crews.
Oh, Terry Crews. Dude, when Terry Crews is on the couch looking at Tupac and he's like all excited, I'm like, dude, what the heck?
We were showing little Daniel those movies. We're on number 2 right now.
Yeah,
really?
Next Friday. He's never watched them. Mine was Holly Jolly Christmas. I don't know. I've always liked that song. So yeah, exactly. So I think that's a great song. So I definitely I love that one. All right. What?
That's okay.
Why do you have to? God.
You went with the basic one for Al. Ignore him. Ignore the Dementor up there.
What is the one? What is the one Christmas gift or present you always wanted but never got, Vic?
For me, it was a Game Boy. I mean, we just like Gilbert talks about, we were pretty poor back in the 90s, and so when it came out, and so I ended up getting it later on. I ended up trading a GT bike that I got 5-finger discount.
Oh my God.
And I traded it in
Oh,
for a Game Boy,
Nice.
and I was able to play Tetris, and I was really happy about that. But yeah, that was one gift that I always wanted that I didn't get or couldn't afford.
It's like Dwight Schrute in when he says you have to level your way up in the
Yeah.
office when he
Yes.
when he has
traded up
he starts with a thumbtack and he makes his
yeah.
way up to
Yeah.
the telescope
and gave it all away for those what is
vegetable.
those
for the
beans?
magical
Oh
seat.
yeah.
Yeah. Dan,
By the way,
What about
did you skip Dan for his favorite Christmas song?
no,
No,
he
I
said
didn't.
it.
I went to the
Listen,
Grinch.
he
Mr.
said
Moon.
the Grinch.
Oh, is this everything Grinch? Okay, whatever.
I don't know what to tell you. I
You know
love
what?
the
I was
guy.
actually-
love that whole
I
character.
knew you were distracted because you didn't comment on. You always comment. You two
Oh.
always comment on each other's
I think I was
answers.
looking up something, whatever.
So I was
There you
like,
go.
I was
Ignoring
like,
me.
distracted.
Ignoring
Dan, what's
me.
yours? Have you ever gotten a toy or?
I'm gonna go with a little positivity here, even though the stooge above me says I'm a ray of negativity. I remember one Christmas, our grandma saved up money and got us our first Charger jerseys, and I remember we were so hyped and everything else because she knew we always watched the games on Sunday with Grandpa and everything else. So she got us jerseys. She got for now awesome Kellen Winslow jersey, and which is now mine. Thank you. And she got me a Lance Allworth jersey. And mind you,
Oh.
obviously it doesn't fit me because I was a kid, but I still have those in the closet and everything else.
Oh,
So
you should give
that's
it to
always
little
a-
Daniel.
that scumbag doesn't deserve anything. Yeah, right. Doesn't promote the program. Doesn't work for the program. Yeah, right.
Gilbert, what about you?
Yeah. I have a lot of sob stories because I grew up poor. Okay. Play
Didn't
the
watch
violin.
Disney Channel.
There,
Yeah.
I didn't want to do it because then I'm an asshole.
But I'll give you multiple real quick. I was always the kid that was behind on the consoles. You know when the
Yeah.
Nintendo 64 comes out, I'm the one barely getting the Sega Genesis from La Curaçao. That was my kind of Christmas. My mom had to save money for that, but yeah. But the ones I really remember, everybody had the nice Jordans, the nice shoes, the Nikes, and I really wanted some Jordans. And I'm over there at Payless trying on the latest Shaq shoes, the latest shoes that light up. And the funny thing is, like, now that I think about it, I will not spend that much money on shoes anymore. Like, they have to be a gift, or like I got a nice bonus for me to spend money. So it's funny how you kind of think differently. But at the time, I really wanted Jordans, and I was sorry, mother.
Well, because as a kid, that's all it is. It's just like, oh well, Susie has this. I want to get the same thing or whatever. Like it has no meaning. It has no value to it. And when you get older, you understand that. Like I buy $50 frigging tennis shoes. Other people on this program, I won't say who, spend an insane amount on those that are meant for. I won't get into it. But anyway, your boy shops at Costco. That's what I do. I don't need freaking.
All right.
Stuff.
Obviously, you guys have heard me say it before.
Yes.
I always wanted a Turbo Man doll. I had to buy it myself, so definitely excited that I got a Turbo Man doll. I've always wanted one. How much did I pay for it? Doesn't matter how much I paid for it. What matters is that it's here in my possession.
That's right.
Are those things really that expensive? You're making it sound like they're pretty hard to find.
It was like $200.
What?
Yeah, I had to buy it.
Bro, it's a collectible or whatever. You know.
Yeah, I had to buy it. Yeah, no.
All right. You gotta get it signed by Arnold one day.
Dude, that's the goal though. I definitely would. If the little kid wasn't so crazy now, I would ask him too. But I heard the little kid's a bad.
You know what we found in Indy that he was about to spend $80 on.
What?
Oh.
We found an Urkel signed like toy or whatever.
It was an Urkel, like it was like a Steve Urkel like huge toy.
Yeah.
It was $80. I was about to buy it because I see Jaleel all the time at Chargers. So I thought, maybe one time I'll take my backpack down and I'll just be like, hey, Jaleel. But I noticed the people that he's with probably wouldn't be too happy about it.
I think it was already signed though. I think it might have been already.
No, I don't think it was. No, but it was signed like the fake sign.
Oh, like a stamp. I see what you're saying.
But it was like
a Woody. It had a
but like the box looked like if I grabbed it, it would probably fall apart.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to do it, but I really did. I honestly was close into buying it just because it would have been cool to get Jaleel White to sign it. By the way, he said hi to me on Sunday. So that was pretty cool.
Did I do that?
Exactly. So let's go now to Festivus with the compas. Now we're gonna Vic, this is about like airing our grievances, right?
Right, yes.
Sports edition. So
edition.
Here we go.
definitely this is gonna be funny. What is something that happened this sports year that you have a problem with and need aired out? So I'm gonna go with Vic first.
I'm tired of hearing from small market teams in any sports about how we can't compete, we need a tank. Look at what the San Diego Padres are doing. They're out there spending money. Stop making excuses. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays or Rays now, they are able to compete every year in the tough AOEs. Go over to the NFL. The Cincinnati Bengals, they finally got things together with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. They've been able to draft well. If you can draft well, develop, you can, succeed in any sports league. Stop making excuses. If you want to tank like the Rockies, and trading away Nolan Arenado and then giving Chris Bryant a big old contract, gets hurt half the season. Stop making excuses for your franchise or why you're being cheap, and just, develop your players and draft well. As we say in our fantasy league, don't make excuses, just draft well. That's my grievance, my sports grievance for 2022.
Go ahead.
I want to say a comment because like I was just actually thinking that because I was driving in Wisconsin and going to Green Bay and I'm like, who the hell wants to live in Green Bay? And all these NFL players are just
Green Bay,
Look at this guy.
Wisconsin.
Look at this guy bearing a whole state.
I came back from Green Bay, so it's okay. But Green Bay Packers are always, maybe not this year, but they're always competitive. They always, get people there. But maybe they draft better than they do signing players, but they still sign some guys. So yeah, the whole small market thing, like if Green Bay could do it, anybody could do it.
I don't know when's the last time they signed a big free agent.
The only one that's ever gone was Reggie White. He changed the game for them. Yeah.
Yeah, Reggie White from the Eagles but they don't have
it.
like
they
no
signed
Darius
Smith and the other guy for Preston Williams.
No, they drafted him.
Yeah.
No, he was with the Ravens. Then he signed there, and then
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's
Charles Woodson went there.
Yeah,
but I'm saying like so where Green Bay spends a lot of money to get the guy.
Yeah, and that thing, but still, like when you get there, you're like, oh, it's tradition. This is a winning program or whatever.
Program.
All right, Dan.
So this is the one that I'm angry about, right?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Here we go.
You're always angry.
This one really does piss me off. I've hated this whole Cristiano Ronaldo saga. I am so just my heart is broken because he's my GOAT. I don't care what any stooge tells me. My GOAT doesn't choke in Champions League games. I'll tell you that for a dang fact. I was about to let some other words come out. My GOAT does not choke. 4 or 5 years in a row, some other idiot's GOAT choked in knocked out stages, even though they were up by 2 goals in the first leg. But anyway, I have hated the fact that last year Cristiano Ronaldo goes to Manchester United, sets all types of records for jersey sales and everything else. And is playing well, mind you. He was playing well under Ollie. He was scoring. He was doing stuff. Then all of a sudden, new management comes in and they toss him aside after they already financially benefited from having the Ronaldo name at the club. And it just spun out of control now. And he was not ready for the World Cup because he was not getting minutes. He was not fit. And that's the biggest problem I have with all these stooges running their mouths about Ronaldo at the World Cup. You can't, at 37 years old, I assume you guys will agree. If not, it's cool. You can't start and stop like that. Being on the bench most of the year and then all of a sudden having to come on the pitch and start right away. Like, it doesn't work like that at 37. And the last thing I'll say about it, the only thing that I have to blame Ronaldo about, I am so angry that he left Real Madrid. Dang it, wrong side. The greatest club in the world, cool, because I'm convinced he stays at Real Madrid. There's another three-peat. His legacy and his legend grows.
Yeah, but Vinicius and Rodrigo and all these guys might have not shined the way they've shined.
There wouldn't have been the pressure to start right away anyway. They could have learned behind the best. They would have moved him to striker anyway, Frau.
We'll see. Gilbert?
Yeah. By the way, Georgina was not happy with what happened with her husband. So.
Oh no, I was
sad.
pissed too. You don't start. Okay, I understand not starting him the first game. The second game, you're not going to take a team by surprise. You needed to start him against Morocco, and that's what happened. Have you seen the show or no?
No, but I saw like you know how Bleacher Report takes quotes from people and like
Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo's wife wasn't happy. That's why I knew about the whole little drama.
Everyone
but anyway,
thinks that. Everyone
She has
thinks
a reality
Fernando
show on
Sanchez is gonna
Netflix.
be fired.
I seen like the promos, but I haven't seen the show.
Yeah, Fernando Sanchez is probably going to be fired after this. That's what I was hearing all over the Twitter.
He deserves to be fired.
Yeah, and he hears your name, Frau.
But yeah, so I keep going back and forth with the rundown. I thought about something else. One, I am annoyed with the concussion protocol in the NFL. Seeing Nelson Aguilar defend his teammate Devontae Parker when nobody else was doing it, that was great to see. But don't put teammates in that position. NFL, do better with your protocol. But that's not. I'll keep it quick. Boxing always lets me down every single day. You know how much of a boxing fan I am. Every time somebody says it's Boxing Day, I'm like, oh, it's fighting day, but it's like you're returning your gifts day, whatever.
It's holiday. It's a holiday.
Sure. We didn't get Terrence Crawford against Errol Spence Jr. Crawford was beating up on some nobody on some random network channel. I don't even know what the hell. I didn't even care. Didn't watch it. Do you know the name of the network, Fernando?
No, I have a quick question. So Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, they're fighting somebody else before they fight each other?
Yes. It's so annoying. So we didn't get anything in 2022. We got to watch the. Sorry, no offense, Triple G. You're great on the show. I guess Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez saying we got a boring fight with Bibble. But Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia made us wait one more time. Like, I'm not even sure the fight's gonna happen because maybe Ryan Garcia loses. Gervonta Davis can't stay out of trouble. It's just a bunch of stuff, and they always find a way to ruin it. Like Errol Spence and Terrence. Like Crawford is supposed to be the pound for pound fighter in the world, and nobody gave to whatever you could say Dan Daygo for his fight. And then you hear that his gloves, the Everlast gloves, were like cheap products. So that's how he knocked out the guy because it was just bare knuckles. It's just a whole mess in boxing. All we see is the freaking YouTubers and Jake Paul and Mayweather's going to Dubai, just fighting a bunch of nobodies, and yeah, we're not getting anything. Like, we can't even get Tyson
over the weekend.
Just fought somebody too.
Yeah,
who cares? Yeah, we can't see Tyson Fury against Alexander Usyk because it's just a bunch of stuff with boxing. I'm done. I got problems.
Gilbert wants to watch Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather too.
No.
Then you see all the drama in the MMA world, dude.
And they just at least they fight each other. But whatever, I'm done. Taking all the time here.
I don't know. What I guess saying stuff for clicks is what pisses me off. Like, I understand the whole, like, I understand why people do it when your show is ranked 67th and you have nothing really to say, and so you take off one narrative, you think your numbers are going to improve. Not just that. I'm talking about everybody in general. Like, just saying stuff for clicks is just honestly annoying. And it kind of takes away from journalistic integrity, which is stuff that Gilbert and I both learned. Vic, I think you majored in journalism as well.
Yes, I do.
So I mean, we all learned about that. Even though our teachers were about, I remember all my teachers were all old. They didn't know about social media. They didn't know anything about that, but they did teach us about journalistic integrity and about making sure that don't be first, be right, all that kind of stuff. So I just feel like we're at that point where we're at the tipping point with journalism where it's just become a facade. 1, 2, I think every dork and idiot out there with a laptop and a microphone think that they're journalists too. That's another thing that pisses me off because I see some people online who are whatevers and they're like, oh, I'm a journalist. Like, no, you're not. You didn't go to school for this. Like, yeah, it may look easy, but it's not. It takes a lot of hard work. You have to climb you have to climb a lot to make it to where you're at, and it's not that easy. So I guess journalism in general pissed me off in 2022, and I hope that we get better, but I don't see, with all the social media and all the facade and all this crap, I don't see it getting better, but hopefully it does, because geez, like some of these people, like, they'd rather be famous than be journalists, and I'm not about that. So I'm definitely that's what I guess pissed me off this year.
That's a good one. I could say plenty of things about that, but the one that really bothers me is when people pretend that they have sources and they're always like tweeting like, "Oh man, I wish I
Exactly.
could tell you guys what I know. There's something brewing here, but I can't say anything."
Yeah,
saw that
exactly.
last year. We saw that last year before the Raider game.
Yeah, so
Yeah, there's always something like they want to be reporters and like, no, just shut up. Okay, let's move on.
yeah, no, and I mean, I remember that one kid that a couple of years ago from USC that was like, "Oh, Kawhi Leonard's about to sign with the Lakers," and like he had everybody believing that, and he gained so many followers, and then all of a sudden, Kawhi signs with the Clippers, and all hell broke loose. But hey, deservedly so. If you're gonna come out here and bullshit the way he was, you deserve the crap that you're gonna get. All right, so let's move on to a Festivus miracle. What's one sports moment this year that took you completely by surprise? Vic.
Alex Pereira defeating Adesanya. Is that how you say his name? Israel Adesanya.
Easy.
Yeah, like
that's the Brazilian guy, right? The big old dude.
Yeah.
No, he's from New Zealand.
No, the one that beat him.
Yes. Yeah, at UFC 281, going in, you know, like I thought this was gonna be like the movie The Great White Hope with Damon Wayans and Alec Berg, I think is the actor's name, where you know you have it in The Great White Hope, you have the Mike Tyson type of fighter who has to face someone that defeated him in the amateurs, and you're just making a spectacle out of it. Damon Wayans decides he's not gonna take him seriously, just gets fat, still beats him. I thought that's what it was gonna be. Turns out Pereira was like, hell no, like I what I did against him in the kickboxing world was actually for real. He goes out there, knocks him out in the 5th round, and now is the middleweight champion of the world. So for me, that was a shocking result.
Dan.
Oh, it was glorious. First off, I was proctoring the AP test, so I had to be extremely quiet. But watching the greatest club in the world right there, get a good look at it. Real Madrid playing Manchester City at home in the second leg of the semifinal of the Champions League tournament. Down by 2 goals, on comes Rodrigo, and a freaking miracle of a game. They scored what, Frau, in like the 85th and the 90 plus?
No, it was in the 89th and in the 92nd.
80, whatever he said, the numbers.
89th.
89th and the 92nd minute, send it to overtime. And don't worry, lads, I'll spoil the ending. Guess who won the Champions League? Real Madrid, number 14, greatest club in the world. Barcelona will always be in the shadows. Real Madrid, that was mine. I loved it. I was so fired up. Because all the haters, I just went like this. You got nothing to say. Who are you?
Somebody above you wants to say something.
You got nothing to say.
Where was I for this game? I never heard of this match.
Yeah, because you're a stooge who refuses to watch.
And you can never, ever bring up Real Madrid with all the best players in the world and all the money you could have in a miracle game. Get out of
really?
here.
This tells me everything.
They don't have oil money like all these other teams.
Manchester City has a blank check. Newcastle United now has a blank check. PSG has a blank check. And guess who he's defeated on the way?
Look what it's not my lane. Who cares? I don't even
PSG, Thibaut Courtois stopped Messi's penalty. Donde está Leo Messi?
All right.
We're fired up.
Gilbert, what was yours?
Look at you.
I'm surprised nobody's taking Saudi Arabia beating Argentina. Where's Messi? Exactly. But yeah, I'm surprised. As a soccer fan, they lost that one. Now they're going to the championship game. Watch Compas FC because Fernando doesn't put out any shows.
It's happening tonight. Don't worry about it. It's dropping. Don't worry.
As you guys know, I am a boxing fan. You might have heard of that a couple times on the show already. But
program.
Shout out to Dimitri Bivol, man. He pretty much shut me up about beating Canelo Alvarez. And then I kept saying, like, Canelo could beat him the second time. I think Canelo just was in, like, ready. And then Bivol goes and beats another Mexican, shuts him down. Gilberto, my tocayo, Zurdo Romero just destroyed him. Bivol a real deal. I'm tired of doubting that guy. He's a fighter of the year. But that fight against Canelo really surprised me. I thought he was just a really skillful guy, but being a bunch of chumps, no, he's a real deal. So I'm done talking about him.
I'm gonna go. That's why I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. Ooh. I don't think anybody saw that happening. I know that the Cincinnati Bengals had beaten the Chiefs earlier in the season, But well, you know what? He did. Remember, he told you and Danny, "Hey, like they're gonna beat him."
No, he chose the
Lord?
Bengals because I went and got KC. He's like, oh, I'll go the other way.
No, that's not true.
But yeah, I think that that definitely is the game that I would choose. I think that was a really good game. Obviously, like I said, Kansas City gets upset by second year. Heck, even maybe almost he was still kind of a rookie because he only got to play a couple of games his rookie year before he tore his ACL. But very good game. Big upset, and I think that's why right now I think he's 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes, and he kind of has that energy moving forward. So that's mine. All right. So obviously, this is so this is the last question, I believe. Which tag team Christmas movie characters wins a battle royal?
Royale.
Royale.
How do you want to do this, Gil?
Just pick your favorite. Just list them out. So
can I pick my own? Is that okay?
Oh,
I know you have a list.
I had a couple options, but Fernando gives a list if you want, and then if Victor wants to go with other, that's cool too.
Okay, right now the list is John McClane and Ralphie from Christmas Story, and obviously we all know who John McClane is. Yippee-ki-yay. Willie Stoke and Bad Santa, obviously, and Kevin McAllister, Harry and Marv from Home Alone, The Grinch, and Ebenezer Scrooge. Those are some of the choices. Obviously, Vic, the producer, says he has his own. Dan, do you understand what's going on?
I think so, but I think I might have my own too.
You have to choose a tag team to try and win a battle royal. All right, Vic, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go with someone I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna go with Billy Ray Valentine and
Louis Winthorpe. Billy Ray Cyrus.
No, the two characters from Trading Places, just because they took down the Dukes. So that's who I'm gonna go with. Those two guys getting together and scheming to get the report, the crops report was brilliant. They went undercover, worked together. So they're my tag team partners for a Christmas holiday takedown or battle royale. Sorry, Gil.
Dan.
Mine is simple. The Grinch #1 because he is like the freaking Hulk. He can toss trees like nothing. So he should go join those Scottish games and he'll freaking kill it. The other one is going to be Jack Skellington because the guy's already dead. He can literally take off his skull or his head and recite Shakespearean quotations. So that's who I'm going with.
Gilbert?
You know what? I'm gonna go with chemistry here. The Wet Bandits, right? Harry and Marv. They know each other well. I know they lost that one to Kevin.
They're 0-2.
I guess 2. Just pretend they're like in soccer terms. Argentina needed to lose a couple to Saudi Arabia, and now they're back. Okay, but chemistry goes a long way in a battle royale. We're just tossing people. You don't need to have a bunch of tricks like that cheater Kevin McAllister. So Harry and Marv win this battle royale for me.
I already won this thing. I'm gonna go with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Big Show from Jingle All the Way.
I literally just told you one of my characters is already dead. You can't kill him. You can't hurt him. The Grinch would toss his ass.
You have no chemistry like my group.
No, you know what? No, I'm gonna go.
You can't change. It's a lock. It's a lock.
I'm gonna go with Turbo Man and the Santa Claus. So I'm gonna go Tim Allen as the Santa Claus, and I'm gonna go Turbo Man, Turbo Man as Arnold Schwarzenegger. So there you go, Turbo Man and the Santa Claus.
I get Turbo Man and Booster.
No, nobody likes Booster. No, everybody likes Sinbad though.
Yeah,
I love in that scene where they're like, and here goes Turbo Man's arch enemy, Dementor, and he's flipping off the crowd. They're like, "What the hell?" Like,
he stole the show 100%.
What's going on? He's over here
show.
He's just flipping everybody off. It's hilarious. But
okay, well, last thing, guys, before we leave, I just want to say the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey sucks, overrated. I'd rather watch a cartoon. Any day, Dr. Seuss back in the day, the cartoon version is so much better. I'm done.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You know why? Because it's dull.
So usually for Una Mas, I usually surprise Gilbert with something, or I got something for Gilbert, but una más, I just want to let each person take their time, and if they want to say something, Merry Christmas to somebody, or whatever you guys want to say, feel free. Vic, go ahead.
I just want to say, I want to thank you guys for bringing me on. I know I joined late in the year and letting me do some producing on here. It's been great to, join this group. You guys I'm learning a lot as I go. So I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, my family. I was in a hospital for a day, but I've been recovering. So I'm glad we got to do this. And I just want to say Merry Christmas to all you guys, and I hope you guys, have a good Christmas day with your family.
Appreciate it, Dan.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Been a great year. I think, for all of us. Lots to be thankful for. I just want to send some thoughts and prayers to the Leach family. Shout out Coach Leach, who passed away so suddenly and everything else. And if you check out the video I sent you on one of his rants after they lost, it was pretty wild. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm thankful for everything we have and everything else, and I can't wait to see the more we build on everything else. I can't wait to see the years to come.
Gilbert,
my turn. By the way, with Mike Leach, man, like when the day he died, I went on Twitter and it was just flooded with stories about him.
Yeah.
Like, how you have so many stories? It's insane. It kind of tells you who you were as a person.
Exactly.
R.I.P. to him. And you rarely hear any like bad stuff. I know nobody's perfect, but for him to have that many good stories, it was awesome.
Dude, I especially love the video that went viral where he's literally closing up the chairs on the sideline, and they ask him after the game, and he's like, wide receivers sucked this game. I didn't think they deserved to sit down. I thought it was the funniest thing.
He was who he was. He was honest. And
I think,
I'll go off of that. Yeah, I'm glad that we're, like you mentioned, Fernando, you don't like fake journalists. We are who we are. And I think that's why this podcast works. We're not trying to, chase clicks here. We do want to get some engagement and get people to watch, but we're not going to bend over backwards to do these crazy things and be social media debaters and all that. So I think this group works. You guys are genuine. We're on the same page. Yeah, we might argue and we might disagree, but we can at least be honest with each other. And that's what I'm most happy for. Then Thanksgiving, jeez, Merry Christmas. And I won't say summarizing the year yet because we got New Year's coming up. So
exactly.
But to be merry and happy to have this good group here, and Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I don't want to offend anybody. To all your families.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. Just like I am waiting for an apology from the stooge above me for disrespecting MCDC and the one next to him disrespecting the GOAT Bill Belichick. I'm still waiting. Maybe
Patrick Brady Jr.
You like coach's bodyguard, just defend all of them.
And Vic, obviously we're happy to have you on board. You've honestly contributed so much to the show. It's really been a huge help for all of us. So, and your creativity is honestly look at the background right now. If you guys are you're not on YouTube, come over to YouTube, check it out. Your creativity has been awesome. So definitely something that we needed, because I think the three of us are I don't think we'd know how to do half of this stuff.
I'm a dude. So. I don't know the tech. I don't know the doodads.
We definitely appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. But yeah, I just wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody out there. Again, like I told you guys recently with the passing of Jason David Frank. Obviously, sometimes the holidays are a sad time for some people. The U.S. National Suicide Prevention Hotline is out there, 1-800-273-TALK, which is 8255. You never know what anybody's going through, and obviously, obviously we're happy because it's a holiday season. We get to spend it with our families. Some people don't get that luxury, so just wanted to throw that out there again and let people know that there are people out there that care. And obviously, we show people that we care. We should be better. We should be better people and try and reach out to people and make sure, because you never know what connection could help somebody in need. But definitely appreciative of you guys. And like Gilbert said, I'm not going to go on my end of the season spiel yet because we still have a long way to go before New Year's. But definitely appreciative to you guys, to everybody. Happy holidays. Thank you guys so much. What would help us here at Compas on the Beat is if you guys check out everything on Compas on the Network. Compas on the Beat network that we have. Obviously, we have regular Compas on the Beat. We have Dan right now is showing you, if you guys aren't are watching at home, some of the gear from Homage. We're appreciative to Homage for joining the Compas and jumping on with us. Dan showing you all the t-shirts that he got from Homage. They really love Dan and Daygo over there at Homage. So definitely we got some NFL gear, WWE gear. They got everything over there. Go check it out. So definitely appreciate the Homage for that. Don't forget to go check out other Compas on the Beat episodes. We got some other stuff that we've talked about. Obviously, we have House of Horns. Remember, Gilbert's going to be coming back from Green Bay, so you're going to be able to hear all the stories from him. He's going to have some wild stories. You know, it's never a Gilberto traveling if something doesn't go wrong. So, or something crazy doesn't happen. So that'll be interesting. Also, Gilbert, we want a full report on the food. How was the food coming back from Green Bay? So, and they'll be looking forward. They'll be looking forward to who do the Rams play this upcoming week?
So they play the Broncos Christmas Day.
They play Broncos Christmas Day. So that'll be an interesting game. Well, Mr.
Unlimited.
It'll be interesting to see if he plays against Baker Mayfield. Let's see. So that'll be an interesting Christmas Day game. Don't forget to check out What's Up Bolts. We're gonna have the preview. The Chargers play the day after Christmas on national TV for the 6th time this season. They're playing the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis might have something to fight for, so it'll be an interesting game, interesting matchup the day after Christmas. And then obviously, guys, don't forget to check out Compas FC. I know the World Cup is over, but we'll be having a preview of the upcoming seasons of the back end of the season with the EPL and all that other stuff, La Liga and all those. So definitely some good stuff. And like I said, as soon as the season starts winding down a little bit, Gilbert and I will be kicking it up a gear in Combat Compas. We'll be doing a lot of fun stuff. There's a lot of good stuff coming up for Combat Compas, so just be patient with us, and we're gonna have some really good stuff coming up with Combat Compas. But we appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys again for rocking with us. Thank you guys for celebrating Compas Christmas with us. We appreciate you guys so much. Anybody else got anything to say before we go?
No. Let's get out of here.
All right.
I'm cold.
All right. So you know what? Yeah, exactly. All right, Gilbert. ¿Sabes qué? Vámonos.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Ya nos vamos. Pues, vámonos.